Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, it's great to see you back. In today's video, I'm going to take you through the third week of my language school, what I'm studying and how I'm coping with the heat, the anxiety of a midterm test, exploring Eon Mall near Nagoya Dome, and talking about earthquakes, rent prices and of course some great food with some friends. So let's get into it. My new commute is super short. I recently moved to a new apartment and now instead of walking I take the subway, and that's chikatetsu in Japanese, and it's less than 5 minutes on the train, and honestly it's a perfect length of time because walking in this heat is brutal. The temperature's been around 30 to 37 degrees and the humidity up to 85 degrees, so it's been pretty hot. I'm in the afternoon classes for the first 5 weeks, and that starts at 2 o'clock, which means the sun is at its peak and it's way too hot to walk to school. I did try it on the first day and it takes a little over 30 minutes to walk, and it was way too hard. I was absolutely exhausted by the time I got to school. So I train there, but usually I walk home in the evening when it cools down a bit. That's my exercise for the day. So if you're new here, my name's Pennie. I'm a Kiwi in my 50s, embracing a fresh start. I made a leap from New Zealand to Japan in September 2024 to study Japanese here in Nagoya, while also completing my Bachelor of Applied Management online. This channel is all about my adventures, my ups and downs and everything in between that I'm learning along the way. So if that's something of interest to you, please hit that subscribe button and join me in my adventures. And of course, make sure you hit that like button. I found a new coffee shop which is around the corner from where I go to language school. It's called Cannon Coffee, and the coffee is absolutely delicious. It's not too busy in there, so it's pretty quiet, so perfect for studying. I think I found my new study nook. I recently picked up this book called 1,000 Essential Vocabulary Words for JLPT N5. It's pretty good because it comes with an audio, which means that I can listen on the subway or while I'm walking home. Usually what I've been trying to do is learn about 5 to 10 words a day. I listen to the audio, repeat them out loud, and then I try and use them in my classwork or just my everyday life. For example, yesterday I learnt the word yasai, and that's vegetables in Japanese. And then I practiced the words with particles and said, Super de yasai o karimashita. And that's, I brought vegetables in the supermarket. I still need a lot of help with my pronunciation, but I'm getting there. So homework is 1 or 2 worksheets a night. So it's just enough to keep me practicing without drowning me. I'm using Minute no Nihongo as my main textbook, plus some grammar guides and notes to help me. I always like to study with some sort of drink, so usually I have a coffee or a cold drink from the convenience store. That brings me to another point. I love these convenience stores. There's a convenience store underneath the school, so I've started to go in there before class starts to buy a drink. You are allowed drinks in the classroom, but you're not allowed to eat in the classroom while the lesson is on. This is my 3rd week, and already we've been told about a midterm test, and I'll be honest, my anxiety went up straight away. Last term, I failed badly. I didn't manage to study properly, and I let myself get too overwhelmed. But this time I'm feeling a lot more positive about it, and I know I can do better this term if I keep at it. I've had a lot of support from all my subscribers, and I thank you so much for that. It has actually helped with my confidence. I've also made a few friends in the class, and we do go out to dinner sometimes, which is lovely because I don't feel so lonely. Last term it was quite lonely as I didn't make any friends from the class. So what exactly am I learning right now? We're up to lesson 6 in the Minute no Nihongo book series. It's early basics but already useful. I'm practicing particles like ni, de. So ni is often used for showing where you're going, like gakko ni ikimasu. I go to school. And de is for showing where or how something happens, like basu de ikimasu. I go by bus. Or cafe de benkyou shimasu. I study at the cafe. These tiny words completely change the meaning, so I'm trying to get them right. It is pretty confusing. One thing I've been thinking about is how affordable Nagoya is compared to Tokyo. Here in Nagoya, you can get a one-bedroom apartment in the centre for around 80 to 120,000 a month, and it's a bit cheaper outside the centre. Tokyo, you can easily double that depending on the area. So Nagoya is a really great choice if you're studying to try and save, but you still get a big city vibe without the Tokyo crazy rent. On the weekend, I went to Eon Mall at Nagoya Dome, and wow, it is huge. The mall is right next to Nagoya Dome, which is the home stadium for the Nagoya Dragons, and it's their professional baseball team. And get this, their mascot is a koala. I thought it was so strange, but also so Japan. The mascot looks so cute. So this Eon Mall has around 160 different shops. It's just next door to Nagoya Dome. It's huge, look at it. Really looking forward to exploring this mall. So let's get going. It is so hot outside. Luckily there's a covered walkway from the train station to the mall. It still doesn't stop the heat though. There's something to call off him. I feel that you need to have a good few hours to look through all the shops in this mall. It just looks so big and so inviting for a shopper like myself. I love looking at shops, even if I don't buy anything. Some of the words on the t-shirts just don't feel quite right. This one says, "With your cuddly balls of flesh at me." What do you think? Walking around reminded me to think about my emergency kit. We had a little earthquake the other night. It was just a shake, but it also reminded me that Japan is an earthquake country. So Japan is on the ring of fire, so earthquakes are just a part of life. The government and experts always warn us about the possibility of the big one hitting, which includes Nagoya, sometime in the future. So that's why it's important to keep an emergency kit. Water, snacks, a torch, batteries, a portable charger. Most Japanese people are well prepared and I'm trying to follow their lead. I will do a video in the next couple of weeks regarding what you should have in your emergency kit. The buildings are designed to sway rather than collapse, and the country has an early warning systems too. But at the end of the day, it's about being aware and ready. Let's look around a little bit more. I am looking for a few bits and pieces for my new apartment, and of course I left all the measurements at the apartment and didn't bring them with me. Crikey, I always do that. Never mind, I can always come back. It gives me an excuse to actually come back, doesn't it? So these ones that go around it. Oh, there it is there. No, I don't know. coat hangers. That's my. I do need to get some curtains, and I do remember those measurements. I'm just looking for something plain, as it will go with anything that I put in the apartment. So I'm looking for a good block-out curtain, because where I have my desk at the moment, the sun was streaming through and I couldn't work at the computer. It was hurting my eyes. So I've moved my computer at the moment, but I want to put it back into the kind of bedroom area. That room leads onto the balcony, so it's got that big window. I came across these bathroom unit sets. They come in all in one kind of unit packages, which is such a great idea. It keeps it so much easier to clean because it's completely sealed. I went to buy the curtains and I realised I didn't have a bag with me, so of course I bought another bag. This one looks actually quite useful, so I might use it again. So, one thing done. Now when we were leaving the department store, they had spot sales on, and it was on for I think 15 or 30 minutes. You had to be very quick because the specials are very good. I think that's what the guy was saying. I also stopped for lunch at Pepper Lunch, the sizzling beef on a hot plate. It's so good, and only 1,080 yen. So after walking around that giant mall, I definitely needed it. I love looking around these shops. This merchandise is so cute. Look at it. Miffy. We do have Miffy books in New Zealand, but I really haven't seen the array of merchandise like that. I just come across this beautiful display of Japanese wind chimes. They're called fūrin, and when the breeze blows, you get this light tinkling sound that's really refreshing in summer. The idea is that the sound helps you feel cooler even in the heat. I really do love these photo opportunity areas. I spent around 3 hours at this mall. I had a really good time just walking around looking at all the shops. I hope you enjoyed coming with me to the shops, just getting a drink for the journey home. It's still pretty warm out there. I'm on the bus heading to my new Japanese friend's house. I actually met her in Starbucks. She's been so kind and she invited me to lunch, so I'm taking her up on that. To get to her place, she suggested taking the bus. So I'm on the bus. It's pretty simple. You just jump on, you either pay by cash or you pay by your transport card. It's a nice way to see more of the local neighbourhoods. It's a bit slower than the subway, but way more scenic. It was so lovely to catch up with her, and the hospitality was amazing. The food was so delicious as well. It was the first time I've been to a Japanese lady's house for lunch, so it was lovely. Later, I went out with a classmate and we were going to get something to eat, and we came across this band. We both thought they were pretty good, so we stopped and listened to them for a while. We found a lovely taco shop, and the tacos were truly delicious, very fresh. So that was my third week in language school. Short subway rides, hot afternoons, lots of study, and facing my test anxiety, exploring Eon Mall and thinking about earthquakes and sharing food with friends. I feel more positive this term compared to last. I'm building better habits, and slowly but surely the language is starting to stick. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Well, until next time, stay safe. See ya!